training these analysis gives you an idea of what the shape of these, usually maybe 3, but usually about 5, give or take, scenarios. So the College of Policing in the UK have 6. The core 4 that we work with are, the police are called to a disturbance in the street at nighttime, so like a fight in the street. They are called to a domestic disturbance at a house call. They're called to deal with a vulnerable person, or they're called to deal with a suspicious person in an area where there have been robbings or something like that. So a stop and search. Do you guys do stop and search? Yeah. Yeah, so those are 4. Then they have custody, which is another kind of scenario. It's a whole custody suite scenario, into cells, out of cells. You guys would say seclusion and so on. So you have to, if you're going to work with PCA, Anthony, where's Anthony gone? Or you're going to work with this team or that team, you got to choose what are the likely scenarios. So a scenario is made up of some people in a setting that are doing a task. Okay, so that could be 2 nurses have been called to the patient's room because the patient is in pain. Or it could be a team of 5 people have been called to the emergency department because there's a young man intoxicated acting aggressively. So you've got these scenarios, okay? You've got to choose them. You've got to generate them for a different area. And what it says on my poster over there is it says the most common, most risky scenarios. The most common, most risky are the ones you'll work on. So the concept is, you ever hear the concept of the big rocks, the little rocks, and the sand? So when you're trying to solve any problem, you got to figure out what the big rocks are. So you put those into the jar first, and then the little stones, so you put the stones in next, and then there's the sand, and that's how you fill it up. But if you put the sand in, you can't fit the big rock in. You know, if you put all the stones in, you can't fit the big rocks in. This kind of idea. So you start with the big rocks. What are the biggest problems, the most risky, most common scenarios that we have in that setting, that setting, that setting? In the dementia ward, in the detox ward, in the pediatrics, in the emergency department. So they'll all have slightly different people that they're dealing with and so on. And earlier, we worked on lone worker scenarios, right? So you choose your scenarios, and then you want to list what are the skills those people need.